Hey girl, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a coffee chat with you today and share with you some of the tools, tips, tricks that I've incorporated into my life just to make life run more seamlessly. So I've always been obsessed with productivity and to-do lists and checklists. It was kind of a joke when I was like 9 years old. My mom said I could plan the fun out of a day. I don't know who tells you, I know that. I love you, Mom. But especially as I've gotten older though, there's a reason behind wanting to automate a lot of things, wanting to just kind of have a lot of things happen in the background so I can spend more time with my nieces, my nephews, I've got one niece now, I've got one on the way. So niece, multiple nephews, my husband, doing things that I just really enjoy instead of doing the things that like most of us would consider like monotonous. So I've made my list. I'm gonna read them off my laptop for you. I'll link everything below. None of this is sponsored. It's genuinely stuff that I have used for at least a couple of months, if not a couple of years on most of it. So the reason that, we're going to go through and just put these things in place, and yeah, it may take a little bit of time to get them set up. You know the saying, like, you have to slow down to speed up. I feel like that's the case in a lot of this, but once you do it, everything becomes so much easier, and then you can carve out time for taking your kids to the park and like doing things that you actually enjoy, or maybe, I don't know, baking muffins. I'm not a baker, but maybe you are. If you do, send them my way. Or send me some muffins, please. So the first thing that I have recently fell in love with, so this is something that I've only been using for a couple of months, but I went on an actual rant on IG stories after I found it because I was so obsessed. I do not like budgets. I have failed at every single budget possible. Every budgeting app this girl has tried and failed. I've never lasted more than 5 days on any of them until I found this one. I was Googling one day because I was like, I just need to know where my money is. I need to know what subscriptions that I'm signed up for. By the way, I found a few $100s in subscriptions that I didn't even know that I had. So if you don't do it for any other reason, do it for the fact that you may not even be knowing what you're paying for. So it's called YNAB, and I will link it below. So it stands for You Need a Budget. And I was Googling one day and I said, I was just typing in best budgeting apps 2019, I think is what my Google said. And it came up with 15, and this one popped up, and everything about it made sense to me. It made sense that savings goals were very important. Anyway, I'm not going to speak for them. You can go read it on the website. But I can tell you I've been using it consistently for a couple of months now. It syncs all together. It tells me everything, and we have like multiple bank accounts, and it pulls everything in from all of them, so you're not limited to anything. Basically, this app is limitless, and it's so easy though. The best part is, now I'm sounding like I'm totally selling it for them. The best part is they will teach you how to use it, like for free. So you can sign up for these webinars. They're only 15 minutes. I was cooking dinner one Sunday watching one of them, and it taught me how to use it, and that way I could actually be successful at it instead of like fumbling through it. It's amazing. I'm so happy with it. And the reason, or what I found is I'm thinking about my money less, which for me was the goal. I didn't want to know like, oh, do I need to move money around to write, what do I need to do here? I don't have to worry about it anymore. I have it all at my fingertips. And that's the goal of all of these tips, is to take stuff out of our brains and clear up that mental space. And so we can be more creative, so we can spend more time, with the loved ones. We can do all of this. We're creating that mental space. And that's what I really want to say that this is all about. It's not about checking the boxes. It's not even about getting it all done so we can pile more on our plates. For me, and I hope for you, it's really about clearing up like that mental space, because that's where we can have more fun when we're not like worrying about, oh, did I move enough money around because I made a big purchase on this credit card and that flows out. No more. Like, it happens. It's automated. It's like, I got 2 prompts this morning from the app saying like, hey, can you approve this? And I approved it and it was done. So that was amazing. We need to move faster. This video is gonna be too long. The second tip that I have You could do this one of two ways. I work out from home. I've worked out from home for 12 years now. It's what works for me and my schedule, and just because I do like maximizing time and drive time and stuff like that, just it doesn't work for me, and I can get an amazing workout and get amazing results from home. So that's what I've done for 12 years. So what I have done is, before I start my workouts, so my workouts are from like 30 to 45 minutes depending on the day. And that's about how long my washing machine cycle is. You can see where I'm going with this. So I will start a load of laundry before I go to work out. Now, of course, I don't have to do it every day. There's just 2 of us. But we do go through a lot of laundry. I have no idea how. And so I will start my laundry right before I start my workout. Laundry goes, I throw it in the dryer, and I go on with the rest of my day. So I don't have these massive laundry days. And again, it's something that's kind of happening in the background. I'm not having to do anything. It's just happening, and it's made life really easy. Now, if you go to the gym, I feel like you could apply the same principle. You could start the laundry before you left for the gym. You know, maybe you're grabbing a smoothie or a coffee afterwards, and you're coming back home and you're throwing it in the dryer. All these little things that we're like, okay, what can be happening while I'm doing something else? That's what I'm always looking for. A bonus tip, because I didn't even have this on my list, if I'm cleaning, or yesterday I did a massive closet clean out and then stripped all this fabric. You can see fabric couches, fabric chairs, stripped all of it, washed everything. I had podcasts playing in the background. There was a quote that I heard just the other day that was like, it really spoke to me. And it said, like, why do we always think that we have to like charge our devices, right? Like, you don't think twice about charging your iPhone or your iPad or any of that, or your laptop, but we don't remember to charge ourselves, right? We don't remember to like pump ourselves up. So I always have something inspirational, motivational. I can link maybe some of my favorite podcasts. I think I could do that. Underneath this video, just things that like just make you feel good. And so I had that kind of playing in the background, I had that playing in the background for hours yesterday while I did that. Now, I understand that I don't have littles running around wanting my attention, but I think maybe thinking of my niece, I would maybe have really happy music on the TV if she was running around, and she would probably, you know, enjoy dancing to that. Anything that we can do to make us feel good, I think, is always really important. So the next thing, okay, Google Drive, y'all. Okay, so we'll talk about Google Calendar in a minute, and I feel like everybody uses Google Calendar now, so it's not like an amazing tip, but Google Drive. Okay, I put so much stuff into Google Drive. What I will say is, like, I'm not so sure it's actually like real secure. So I don't put anything in there with social security numbers, stuff like that. But anything that basically could be just like downloaded offline or like easy for somebody to find, I put that crap in Google Drive. It's amazing because I can access it on my phone. So if my husband's looking for a copy of an insurance policy, that's pretty like basic information, I think. If anybody knows different, let me know. But like, you know, the insurance to our condo, for instance, if he wanted to know when it renewed, I could pull it up on my phone. I could tell him right there, we could be done. We would probably be driving in the car. So when he tends to ask me these very random questions as if I have the insurance policy like in my purse. So having everything at your fingertips, anything that's like not super secure. I wouldn't put my taxes in Google Drive, but anything that you can think of that you need to reference dates. Also what I do with insurance policies, stuff like that, I put it in my calendar as well. I don't wait for the mail to arrive. I'm the worst at checking my mail. Again, I want everything emailed to me or scanned to me. But whenever I get an insurance policy in, I set it as a reoccurring event on my Google Calendar for every year, every 6 months, if it's your auto insurance. And that way, before it comes up, like, you kind of know to like look in the mail so it doesn't get accidentally thrown in the trash pile. A lot of people will take the payments over the phone. So the majority of the time, I never even open the envelope. The thing will pop up on my Google Calendar that it's time to renew the insurance. I'll call my agent and say, hey, can you take a check over the phone? It's a done deal. Anything where we're not, you know, forgetting to make payments, anything like that, just put in your Google Calendar, put in your Google Drive. It's gonna make your life so much more simple. So as you get your next bill in the mail, go ahead, punch it in your calendar, go ahead and make an action on this, because there's really no sense in like watching what's going to end up being maybe a 12-minute video if you're not going to take any action on it. So go ahead, do that. Like, why not? Along those lines, automate any payments that you can. So for instance, maybe your power bill. So that would probably be something that you wouldn't ever make a partial payment on. You would want to pay that in full every month. So they don't cut your power off. And so anything that you can automate like that, where you're not like worried about, you know, like a weird charge, maybe like a credit card. Some people don't like to automate your credit card payments, and that's totally fine. But like your power bill, your water bill, anything like that, take any bills that you get this month and say, how can I make this easier? Can I set it as a reoccurring event on my calendar? Can I set an automatic payment? What can I do to make it easier? Again, we're just like freeing up that mental space so you're not like worrying about forgetting something. Because I know we all wear a lot of hats, and it's just easier to have it all automated, right? Or as much as we can. Okay, grocery delivery. I have to credit my friend Molly for this, and she told me about this last December. So I'm coming up on a year of grocery delivery. I don't have Amazon Fresh where I live. If you have Amazon Fresh where you live, consider yourself very lucky. But we don't yet. So she was like, oh no, I have grocery delivery. I was like, how? We don't have Amazon Fresh. She said, oh no, there's other companies. So she told me this company, I will link them below. They are absolutely freaking amazing. And when I say amazing, let's take a sip of coffee. They're so phenomenal. So you put in your groceries. I'm actually gonna do it this afternoon. You put in your groceries on your phone or your laptop, and they send it to like a person, you know, because they have these people signed up to shop. And it's not like affiliated with Publix or anything. They're completely third party. So they go and they shop for you. They text you if they have questions. If there's like 2 different sizes and they're not sure, they'll send you a picture. Like, they communicate with you while they're shopping, which is freaking amazing. And they're like, oh, the store is out of this. Like, that happens to us too, right? And you're like, okay. And they'll say, you know, how about this one or this one? You're like, yes, that's perfect, done. So I used to spend, number one, before, if you haven't watched my previous video about how I like lay out a week of meals without meal planning, that one's really helpful. But I used to spend every evening at the grocery store picking up stuff for that night. Then I cut it back to once a week using the tips in my previous video. And then now I just have the groceries delivered. I do not have to go to the grocery store for anything, thank God. And again, it's time, you know, we're paying for time, you know, time that I can be spent doing something else, recording this video for you while my groceries are being shopped, which I think is really amazing. They'll deliver, it's like within like an hour-ish like window, like you can pick the window that you want them to deliver. Everybody's been amazing. The few times, and I've been using them almost a year, the few times, maybe 3 times that they've ever messed up, I've called their 800 number and they fully refunded me for the item that was wrong. It's been absolutely no big deal, and like the most amazing customer service. So if you're not hooked up with a grocery delivery service and you don't love going to the grocery store, that is gonna save you so much freaking time that you're gonna be able to spend doing something else, maybe reading a book, maybe staring at the sky. Kind of along that same note, so my grocery delivery service, and I'm sure this is different by state because of like laws and stuff, you know, there's those things. Wine delivery. So my grocery delivery can't deliver alcohol. That's the only thing that they can't deliver, I guess, yet. That may change soon, but as of now. But at the same time, I have been like searching for, and I found 2 amazing companies that do clean wines. And it won't be a huge long video about that, but there's a lot of sugar that's added into most wines that you actually have no clue, because they're not required to put the nutrition information on wine labels. It's like the FDA requirement or whatever. It's not required. So I found these companies online. I did a bunch of research on them and like how they test their wines, how they source wines from vineyards that like don't add I don't want to botch this and I don't have their website pulled up, but there's no added sugar. There's no additives basically. Basically it's how wine was supposed to be before it got jacked up. So I'll link my favorite company below. It's Dry Farm Wines is absolutely amazing. They go ahead, they have just like ship them to me once a month, set those up on auto shipment. So we have our wines when we want to enjoy them, pair them with our nice dinners, you know, whatever we're doing. Wine delivery has been absolutely amazing. And again, because it's clean wine, I don't have to worry about a ton of added sugar, anything like that, like most of them that I would probably find in the grocery store if I were to go to the grocery store, which I'm not gonna go to the grocery store. Google Calendar. So this is one that is a big deal for me. And if you're not using it, then run and start using it immediately. So Google Calendar, I put absolutely everything on. Anything that I don't want to forget, which is basically everything. If I have a call with somebody, I will put a blockout time in my calendar and actually send them an invite to the call, so that way it reminds both of us that we're supposed to get on the call. If you're supposed to have a meeting, you could do the exact same thing. You can send the invite via email through your Google Calendar. I'm a little OCD about my calendar, just because I want to get the stuff knocked out that I have to get knocked out so I can spend time and spend, you know, what we want to do, right? So Google Calendar, if you're not using it, use it. It will change your life. You can invite people. You can do everything on Google Calendar, basically. And I'm not gonna spend too much time on that because I feel like everybody knows. But if you don't know, now you know. And the last thing, I feel like this is a lot about delivery, but again, this is about automating. Have little stuff delivered that you might be running to Target for or Walmart for. And as much as I love Target, it's like a warp. You go in there and you like black out and like an hour's lost and like $200 flew out of your wallet and you like walked out with like soap, which is the only thing that you originally needed, and all this other stuff that it's like, what happened here? So I have little stuff delivered, like our laundry detergent, our body wash, our toothpaste, toothbrushes, all that stuff gets delivered now. You can do it on Amazon Pantry. Amazon Pantry to me is a little confusing. I'll be real honest. Like, it's like you gotta reach an amount. I get confused. I would do it all from Target. I have a Target Red card, so it's free delivery. And then you get like your 5%, and then it just shows up at your door in like 2 or 3 days. So that's perfect. So toilet tissue, toilet paper, anything like that. Because like honestly, if you're going to get it from the store, then you gotta like haul it into your house, and you gotta do all this stuff anyway. Why not just have it dropped at your doorstep, and then you can put it away and you can go about your merry way. And I have found that I actually spend less money on those like necessity things because I'm not in places where I could just like spend money non-intentionally. So just like on random. My husband called, so now we have to splice these videos together. Here we are. Crap, where was I even at? Jiminy Christmas lights. Oh, okay, we're back. Little stuff delivered. Go spending money unintentionally in places like Target, just when we're there to get like soap and laundry detergent and little stuff. And so to me, it's not about like the money that's spent necessarily, but I want to spend the money like intentionally and on things that a lot of times have to do with experiences. I don't know about you, but I love like enjoying nice dinners with people. I like, you know, taking my nieces and nephews to get ice cream. So those like intentional things, again, kind of circling back to YNAB, that helps you, you know, just like spend the money intentionally. And I think by doing a lot of stuff on delivery, you're really only buying what you actually need. So you're ultimately spending less money and kind of redirecting that money, you know, to be intentionally spent, which I love. So those are my tips. I hope that helps you. If you have a productivity hack, something that's automated in your life, I would love to know. I'm always looking for things to make my life easier, to automate things so that way I can spend time on the things I love and the people I love and not the things that we have to do as adults.